Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and at last we have it. We have the Sound Studio STG boxes versus the DSPro StageGrid 4000. We're gonna do some feature comparison, and we have some audio samples. So we have two SE8 microphones that are both being picked up on both of these boxes. And during the video, I'm going to go back and forth, and I will indicate on screen which one you're listening to. So for example, this is the DSPro box right now, and then this is the STG box. So you can kind of go back and forth. And I also have some microphones. Check, this is the DSPro, and this is the STG box. So yes, sound quality is important, but also the features that your stage box has is going to be very important as well. So we're gonna look at that first. So we have a 1608 here, but we are going to be comparing the 2412 basically versus the StageGrids, since they're a similar price point, and the IO is similar, 24 versus 32, but as close as we can get. So let's start with price. So the STG 2412 retail price is $2,800 at the time of this video, and the StageGrid 4000 is $3,000. Now that's down from $4,000, so at $3,000 it's a pretty killer deal. 24 by 12 outputs, then you have the two AES in and out, and then you've got on the DSPro you have 32 by 16, and you have 8 AES in and 8 AES out. Pretty killer deal. Two word clock on both. We have MIDI on the Sound Studio. Both have headphone jacks, except the STG has one versus the two on the DSPro. And we'll just start off by saying the STG ones are remarkably worse. The headphone outputs on the StageGrid is incredible. About 50% on the DSPro is what max is on the STG box. To top things off, the pot is very, very smooth. And if we pull this off right here, if we can, it's kind of on there, which is good. This whole entire thing is metal compared to the plastic one on the STG. So definitely a con for the STG box. Great headphone outputs, knobs, great. So DSPro wins on that for sure. Also, dual power supplies. You have two PSUs on the DSPro box compared to one on the Sound Studio box, and that's both the 1608 and the 2412. Single PSU. Though I will say the Sound Studio box has a latch that goes over the IEC cable that keeps it from coming out. The DSPro does not have that. Design. So they both have signal lights. They both have phantom power lights, which is very, very handy. You do get a little extra room though on the Sound Studio boxes. So if you wanted to put a small strip of tape here up top, you don't really have much room here. So you're gonna be referencing some sort of input list. There's really no room to work with. Talk about mic preamp features. So we'll listen to sound again, but both have 60 dB of gain to work with. And on the LV1 mixer, they both start off at 20 dB of gain, which is a good starting point. But on the StageGrid 4000, you can actually attenuate the signal down to -4, which you can only go to 0 on the Sound Studio box. Gain differences are very, very similar. For example, on the SE mics, I have the DSPro gained up to 51, and I have the Sound Studio box gained up to 52. That basically makes them within 0.2 dB of gain from each other. So you have to go basically 1 more dB on the Sound Studio box. Okay, so for outputs, both have a plus 24 dB output. But on the Sound Studio box, you can actually attenuate the output down to -18. So a little bit more flexibility, so you're not overdriving the input of your amps or whatever the case may be. But you're at a full +24 all the time on the StageGrid box. And lastly, the STG 2412 and the StageGrid 4000 are both going to be in a 4U chassis. Though I will say that often these handles come in quite nice. The 2412 has this too, so you can just grab onto it and pull it out of your rack, and you're good to go. You kind of have to push from the back or stick a screwdriver or whatever under the rail here to get the StageGrid out. So that's kind of a con, but I will say that sometimes these handles do get in the way. You have to kind of hit it at an angle in order to screw these in your rack. So I would say maybe about even. And then lastly, the SoundGrid port. Both of them feature a locking EtherCon SoundGrid port, but there's just one. So, no backup, keep it clean, but I mean, that's fine. Let's listen to some sound quality examples. So you've been listening to me go back and forth between the SE8s, between both boxes, and now I'm going to pick up their microphone so you can hear what SE Electronics V7 microphone sounds like through these preamps. So we're going to put these side by side and check 1 2, check 1 2. Hey, check 1 2. This is the DSPro. Check 1 2. This is the Sound Studio STG 1608. Check 1 2. DSPro StageGrid 4000. STG 1608. DSPro StageGrid 4000. Dual PSUs, 32 mic pre's, 16 outputs, 8 AES in and out. Sound Studio STG 2412, 24 mic inputs, 12 outputs, AES in and out. Check 1 2. Okay, so now that we've listened to the sound examples, you know all the features, you maybe made up in your mind which one sounds the best to you. Sorry I didn't go into a more extensive sound test. I wanted to do a full band, but I'm getting ready to go on tour and it's just not gonna happen right now before I have to send this back. So those are the sound examples. Which one should you buy? Well, that's very difficult to answer because right now at $3,000, as a single box, the DSPro 4000 wins in my opinion. It's the one I would buy if I was only buying one stage box and I didn't care about anything else. Sound quality is good, 32 mic pre's, 16 outputs, the 8x8 AES, headphone knobs, everything, dual PSU. It's really an incredible box. However, where it loses some ground in my opinion is there's really no set. When I think of I/O, I want to buy into a family. I want to have some flexibility and versatility. And the Sound Studio boxes, you have the choice between this 16x8 or you can get the 24x12. So I have a 3U option. Maybe I could put up front of house. Maybe you could do what I do. I have 2 of them and I just stack them up so you kind of have a backup. Or if you need 48 in on stage, you have 2 of them, you can have a backup, one fails, you still have 24 to work with. And I would feel like if I got this box and I wanted to buy into the family of 1, which it currently is, I would need one of these, I would need another one, and another one at front of house. To have a matching one is just too big. I don't need 32 inputs at front of house. So I feel like that is a con for me. So price-wise, the STG boxes are $2,800 for the 2412, and then the 1608 is $2,249. A little high, in my opinion, and it makes it even worse because this one's $3,000. I don't know how long this will stay at $3,000. At $4,000, it was a little high for me. At $3,000 though, it's a steal. And these prices are the prices at the time of the video. So, as a single I/O, only buying one, I think the StageGrid 4000 wins. But if you're buying into a family of audio and you want the option of going 16 by 8 or 24 by 12, and you can get these under retail, you know, maybe 20% off or whatever, from your local dealer, I think the Sound Studio boxes are a little bit better to go with because you have those options. So anyway, guys, this is my comparison of the StageGrid 4000 versus the STG 2412 or the 1608 that we have here. I hope this was helpful to you guys, and as always, like, subscribe, and comment. Join the Discord server, and if you really liked it, I have a Patreon that you can support me at. So anyway, till next time.